gold. Today here we'll be celebrating excellence, we'll be celebrating luxury, and we'll be celebrating creativity. So without taking much of your time, I would like to introduce to the newly formed amazing group in Dubai for designers, which was a need now because it's been long time that designers wanted to come up. So we'll be meeting up with the famous four, what we call them, from the Dubai Design Group. I'd like to call upon Maha Al Sibai, the chairman. Maha, please. We can come up from. Yeah. So Maha is amazing jeweler, been very creative, and now she holds the position of being the chairman. So a lot of responsibilities, Maha. Thank you. Yes. And then we have an amazing vice chairman as well. And vice chairman, he's a professional diver. I'm not joking. And a professional pilot as well. So please welcome Ali Al Ali. Ali, please.
Do you want to use this data? Whenever you want to change the slide, just press this button. So just give me the 200.
Welcome. Next, we have Noshin Baksh. So she was being specifically telling me that, she's so creative, but today she's worried about it. I said, nothing to worry. The entire fraternity is here to support you. So please welcome Noshin. She is the Secretary General of the group. Noshin, please welcome. And then we have the designer who created fireworks in Dubai. And that's Vinita Michael with you. Vinita Michael is Director of Membership and Marketing. Please welcome Vinita. You know India so well, Mumbai, Jaipur in your design. So we're going to hear a lot of things from Vinita as well. So Maha, would you like to take the lead on introducing the uh, vision, the mission of the group, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Ashish. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. And let me give you a brief of what the Dubai Chamber of Commerce initiate every year. So they have an eye on all the sectors and all the industries. So they keep creating new platforms to make those platforms as a conversation between the industry people, from the small sector to the big sector, between them and the government. So our role is to be that kind of connection between the designers. As a designer group, we are supposed to listen to the designers, see their struggles, see what they need as an industry, how to improve their practices, how to make it easy, and translate that into a conversation with the government. So if there's any law that need to be implemented or some kind of practices from the government to ease in their activities, so we are there for them. So what we are doing, let me first introduce our board team. Two of us are missing. They couldn't make it to Mumbai this year, but let me introduce Mr. Ali Ali and Ms. Noshin Baksh and Vinita Michael. All of us are designers. We started in different phases of time, and all of us, we have our own brands. So knowing the process and knowing the struggles of the industry and the benefits of being designers and how we can connect with the manufacturers, suppliers, and the retailers. So we are there. We were chosen by the chamber to be on board and to take over those roles. So we are trying to let me structure our initial. We started a few months ago, and we have two parallel platforms that were implemented as well from the chamber for the jewelry industry. So we have the Golden Jewelry Group, which was created 30 years back. They just celebrated the 30 years anniversary. And the other two new platforms are the manufacturer platform and the bullion market.
Yeah,
and so
that's right.
So we are specialized especially for the designers, for the creativity part. And I think we are the only sector who are connected also to the Ministry of Culture. So we are into art and into making jewelry. So what we have created, the structure of our membership has many levels, three basic levels, the beginners, the intermediate, and the elite. So the beginners, they are benefiting out of services that we are providing from some educational entities as well as labs and to make those beginners able to come into the industry, understand the materials, and know how to make
Absolutely, yeah.
jewelry and so. The intermediate, they are already starting the business and they need help on putting them on the track. Now we have, of course, the professionals and elite. They have their businesses, but they still need some support from
Absolutely, absolutely.
suppliers, manufacturers, and retailers, and they need to be put on the map. So we are there to help everyone in those three sectors or three levels, and help them on the right way to get into the industry and into the
Super.
market.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Maha, because we understand that when it comes to Dubai, we do it very seamless, right? And we always consider the community together to work. So this has been a fantastic initiative, and I think they've chosen the right person, Maha, to be there, who knows about what is required. So thank you very much for the brief introduction that you did. What I understand was from here is Dubai Chambers is having three different verticals, and today we are talking designers coming together. We have three tiers of designers that you have. So, what was the objective? A quick one on how did it start? Was it that the designers came together? What was because what I see today is all the jewelers out here. When you see the piece, it's fantastic, but there's a long story behind it. There's a journey. So, what is the objective? And like, if I ask you quickly, what is the objective of getting this designers together?
So the big headline is designed and made in Dubai, designed basically in Dubai. Of course, the manufacturing can be in Dubai and out of Dubai. The materials can be from the Dubai suppliers and from outside. And that's why our role is to connect the designers with all the suppliers over the world. And we are discovering also parallel platforms like us and having examples, successful examples, and we are a successful example for others as well, parallel organizations from over the world. So we are connecting with all the industry people from all over the world. In India, of course, it's a very big opportunity because India has a long history of making jewelry, and it is basically I can say the capital of gemstones and diamond cutting, and so our role is to have that opportunity to connect all these entities together and have them supporting the industry of designing jewelry. In the end, we want to reflect how Dubai has also some creativity and some people who can create.
Right.
And there's a new generation who's
Absolutely.
coming from designers, and it's expanding every year.
Absolutely. Because what we see in Dubai today is just the latest figures that we had from the tourism that, in last 6 months, there were 9.3 million tourists that came to Dubai looking out for different kinds of things. And as we know that Dubai has got 200 plus nationalities. So, we cater to the entire world when it comes to things. So now I go to a professional pilot initially because he knows which all destinations are selling jewelry, and he decided to become a jeweler. I mean, a creative designer himself. We see there are a lot of challenges when it's coming to luxury, right? Millennials are looking for something very different. You have a different set of Emiratis, what we'll call them. We have the expat population. What is your take, and what made you think, to get into jewelry designing?
Oh, that's first of all, thank you, IIJS for having us here.
Welcome.
That's a long question, so there is a lot of part of it. But how I see it, Dubai acts like an international stage, and there is a lot of tourists, as you said, different nationalities. They require different designs, different techniques. So for us as a designers, we do designs for the audience and for the people out there. So as a Emirati and as a designer in Dubai, we have the different range of designs that we can go through. The traditional, the modern styles, the vintage, every type of design you can think of, actually, you can find it in Dubai. And this is a very huge opportunity for everyone actually to practice and visit this market and see the markets, how it's actually going to be, and practice a new thing. So for us, it's the world basically. Yeah.
Excellent, because thank you very much. When you address this issue about there are a lot of challenges when it comes to design, yes, but very interesting thing that we saw recently is the Mariam necklace, right, which is the traditional Emirati. We have seen it as evolving into going into a diamond thing. So there is a lot of aspiration when it's coming to diamond jewelry, especially for Emirati designs. Do you think so? Because culturally, as Maha also pointed out, India and UAE has got an amazing relationship. There's a long history. And when it comes to destination, also, I think there are a lot of places within India that are far off than flying to Dubai. So there are almost 80 direct flights from India to Dubai every day. I'm just pointing that out because you are in that. So that is what it is. But what are the challenges you feel? The millennials coming into this, they are looking for something different, or everybody thinks that Dubai is only luxury, or Dubai has got different tiers of market as well.
Yeah, definitely. Dubai has a lot of different stage of let's call it luxury. So millennials, they more into simpler stuff, more modern stuff, and the older generation, they like more of these vintage pieces and big pieces, and also gold pieces. But as you mentioned, the old Emirati traditional jewelry nowadays, when you turn it to a modern style, it has more gemstones, more color stones. It's a new era for the
I think this is a
designs.
beautiful thing that you have just touched upon. Is it's not only about gold, it's not only about diamonds, but there is a lot of aspiration. There's a lot of inclination towards the gemstone that is happening in Dubai, and we see a lot of new players who are coming in at different segments. And gemstone has been one of the most important thing. And for Emirati, as a gemstone, ruby is the most important stone when it goes to that. So, Ali, thank you very much for
Thanks,
that.
thanks.
And now I go on to the Secretary General. The most important thing about. Would you like to start off with what exactly you do, Nausheen?
So I am obviously, like you just said, Secretary General of the group, but I also am a jewelry business owner. I have my own brand called Sheen Jewelry. Um, is that's enough of an introduction?
Yeah, so because I think you when you see all these pictures, we know Dubai is all about experiences. Being a designer, being having your own label, what do you, I mean, look at when you see as a designer? Like, what are your consumer preferences? So, how do you look at it?
So quality and so as a designer, there's many factors that you consider when you're creating your piece. And the first step is obviously your vision and the story of what you're creating, followed by the manufacturing process and the actual craft of creating the actual quality and craft.
That's where exactly the Indian craftsmanship comes. So,
Yeah.
collaborative design initiatives. What are the initiatives?
So Indian craftsmanship has stood the test of time for centuries, and it's unparalleled. And it actually is a true testament to the dedication and skill of the craftsmen who make it. So when we talk about collaborations, imagine the Indian craftsmanship with the innovative innovative mind of designers today. So it
Because I think this looking at being at the show, and today IIJS Premier has been the second largest show. When you look at the amazing pieces which are showcased, uh, being a designer, what is your first thing that is there? Because it's taken a lot of man hours, not only manufacturing but designing.
Yeah.
So
There's so much beauty in the handwork of Indian craftsmanship that you don't get in UAE. Uh, like I said, it's been centuries, and family businesses these artisans have been doing this for generations, from delicate kundan work to stone carving, the vibrant enamel work. All of this is it's the power of India, and trying to get manufacturers to work with designers in UAE would open an entire new audience. Like a lot of manufacturers and brands in India do enter the UAE market, and they're usually catering to the Indian community there. However, like you mentioned, there's 9.3 million tourists, and there's so many other nationalities, like Adi mentioned, that there's an opportunity to target them as well. So it would be amazing to see manufacturers of India working together with designers in UAE and creating something new, preserving the heritage of India, and also allowing them to, just like appreciate the same beauty that we have here.
yeah, I mean, Noshin, thank you very much, because a lovely point that you touched upon was the Indian craftsmanship. And a lot of them, they do come, and definitely our audiences will have this question. A lot of they come with their jewelry. They look at what designs, but we would always, recommend to talk to designers, understand what is happening in Dubai, especially because within a parameter of 5 square kilometers, when you walk in, you'll find different kinds of jewelry, and definitely with different nationalities, there are different designs. So collaboration is most important thing. So the group is also looking for manufacturers who would be ready to manufacture
Exactly.
for Dubai designers,
Yeah.
and that's one of the very important thing is we are trying to bridge the gap.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in an ideal scenario, it would be great to have our designers in the UAE collaborating with brands that exist here. And that could be through exclusive collections, limited edition pieces. And it benefits both because even manufacturers in India, they have exposure to modern design trends. And also they get access to a whole new wealthy market. Uh, yeah.
So I think I mean, as being designers, from y'all are the face of what are the trends that are happening, what is changing, and it could be a great thing that you all guide the manufacturers. If you do a private particular collection, that will really work than going for generic. I think
Mhm.
that's the message basically, because everybody is doing
Exactly.
the generic stuff. But if you're really looking out for bespoke pieces, that's what the market is looking out for at different price points. Because today we see there are a lot of, jewelers from India. They do go and do shows in Dubai as well. So I think that's a very good thing.
Yeah,
Uh, so,
sorry to
no,
cut
no,
you off.
please go
There's
ahead.
one more thing I want to add. Like, preferences are changing, and people are looking for handcrafted jewelry, and people are looking for jewelry that tells a story. And that also touches on the preference of people for ethical source jewelry, and Indian craftsmanship is exactly that. And a lot of businesses, it's completely understandable, but a lot of businesses are improving their supply chains, and they're mass producing. So as much as, I mean, there's so many beautiful brands here, like we haven't even had a chance to go see them yet, but there's so many, and these type of brands and these type of jewelry is not necessarily available there. So yeah, like it would it's a nice way to preserve the rich heritage of India by starting to introduce it to other populations within the UAE.
Super. I think that's a beautiful message that you would like to give away, that, there are lovely pieces out there on display. And if this pieces would be in Dubai, definitely there's a audience for it. So thank you very much, Nausheen, for the inputs on how we can collaborate with the group and a lot of manufacturers in India. So, uh, Vinita, up to you. I mean, we know that last year there were a lot of fireworks in Dubai, and they're still going on. She's going to tell why, what I meant by that. So. Yes, when we talk about the initiatives and all these things, uh, your take, Vinita.
Firstly, thank you so much, everybody, for the opportunity to come and talk here at IIJS. For me, in a lot of ways, this is like homecoming because I did my primary education in design from India. And my first visit to IIJS was as a design student. And now, after so many years coming here and being on the other side, it's truly very gratifying. The area that I see a lot of scope in is actually education. I firmly believe that quality education imparted at the right time does create a lot of advantage for a designer. I personally experienced that 16 years ago when I started my career in the industry, being trained by some of the best faculty in the industry in premier institutes like NIFT and Gemological Institute of America definitely gave me the edge when I started. However, I would say that it's also the ongoing education and adapting to industry trends that has helped me keep my designs relevant and distinctive. So designers do need to constantly learn what are the new trends in the market, what are the new techniques in the market, and the education body definitely has a huge role to play there. We're very glad that we've signed an agreement with HRD Antwerp, DMCC recently. We signed an agreement with SGL Labs yesterday, which was also fantastic. We also had an amazing session with IIG yesterday, and the board also had an amazing opportunity to visit Jaipur earlier this year and have a fantastic session with IIGJ, who are so focused on Indian craftsmanship technique. I think the minute we say India in jewelry industry, the first thing that comes to everybody's mind is the craftsmanship technique. And that is the USP of India. And I think that is the great opportunity also. Continuing from what Noshin said, it would be so good to see Indian craftsmanship technique also seen, I think, in commercial lines. As of now, I'm seeing it more in bridal collections, one of a kind, bespoke pieces. But for the international consumers, especially the millennials, they're looking for pieces that they can wear every day, which are still unique. So if we can somehow have everyday pieces which are still marrying the Indian craftsmanship techniques, I think that would be a beautiful merger. Ashish spoke about fireworks, so I'll quickly touch upon that. I completely believe in collaboration because I've seen firsthand how it can create a greater impact. Um, and this is where I think big retailers and distributors can come into play. So I did a collaboration with Damas 4 years ago, and the collection was called Fireworks, where I had designed the collection and then Damas had done the distribution. This offers a great opportunity for designers to truly experience scale in their work. And that's something that I feel
Absolutely.
should be touched upon. And again, coming back to education, and we always talk about this that, if we can have educators train or teach designers about the different craftsmanship techniques in India. Like we've seen four on the slide, but there are so many. There is a beautiful book actually by O.P. Untra about Indian craftsmanship techniques, and there are approximately 1,500 different craftsmanship techniques from India.
1,500.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's another book also called Dance of the Peacock, which also talks about jewelry craftsmanship techniques from India. So there is so much to learn and apply. So I feel that if there was a way in which it did not stop at just education, if designers were made aware of these techniques, then you had manufacturers come on board with their skilled craftsmen who could actually make these pieces. Then you have the distributors and retailers selling these collections to the international audience. Then it's a 360-degree approach and does true justice. So I feel collaboration here is the key.
Yeah, excellent. When you say education, what I believe is answer to every question today is education. So that's where it is. And as you rightly said, the entire supply chain gets benefited. So you also being a designer, when you go, you see the artisan also learns from you because probably he never had an opportunity to work on a piece. So it's sort of an education for him when it's going because he must be doing the same thing day in and day out. No offense meant to it, but given a challenge, given an option to work on new designs, creating something new, the wow factor would be really good. So yes, of course, what I see today is amazing mix of the group, because you are the chairman with a lot of vision, mission, objective. You're driving it. Ali is talking about you. You are trying to mitigate the problems between how designs luxury is going to work. Uh, you're talking about how we can bridge in a lot of cultural heritage jewelry. There's a lot of fusion happening in Dubai as well. We have seen a lot of Kuwaiti styles coming in. So there's a lot of fusion jewelry that's been used by millennials, lightweight. So that's amazing. And finally, the most important thing is education. So we have a complete package with the group. And I think I should open up for questions for 10 minutes, and then we have the designers here to answer you all. So please, we are open for questions. Any questions? So I think we did our job well. No? Oh, no. Oh, yes.
uh, consumer needs are changing every time. In the fashion, it changes very fast. So how, as a designer, you keep pace with the changing requirement of the customer?
Oh, you want to specific to anyone, or uh, yeah.
That's actually a great question. And I can firsthand say that consumer trends are evolving a lot today. Again, it depends on which market you are targeting. But for me, I work mostly with millennials. And one thing that I have noticed is that they are definitely looking for pieces that they can wear a lot more often, which is very different from what, say, the past generations were looking for. Like, say, for example, when I look at when my mom was buying a jewelry piece for herself, or my grandparents, my grandmom, was usually one of a kind pieces, pieces which would be investment to be passed down from generation to generation. But for today's audience, these are pieces that they want to wear every day. So pieces which are transformable, for example, are great. I saw a couple of pieces yesterday which are like necklaces that open up into bracelets. These kind of mechanisms are fantastic. So not too heavy, lightweight, practical pieces. And another big aspect is what Nosheen touched upon also is storytelling. So consumers today don't just look at how beautiful the piece is, but they also want to know if this is ethically made or not. Where were the stones sourced from? What went behind it? So that kind of transparency is important. And this is where I think even the certification plays a big role. So transparency, conscious consumerism, and more practical pieces are what I'm seeing much more in demand today.
And just to add to it, but you may correct me, but I think you should be light on your manufacturing as well, flexible, not being very rigid about it. I want to do this. So there should be some sort of flexibility there, where immediate changes. That's why when we say education is very important, you should forecast the trends probably 18 months in advance, that this is going to possibly happen. So you have an option to change. So that's the reason we have something called as IJEX. Sorry, I'm just touching that upon, that we are calling all our exporters to Dubai, and we are telling them, get familiarized with what the designs are. Don't just come with what you have, but come with what is required for the market. So it's not that so exactly that's the role. That's what we are trying to marry this the whole thing. So yes, of course, I think that's how it works. uh, Thank you for your question, sir. Yes, please.
Yeah, this is Tarunya from Purific Jewels. We are basically a 100-year-old brand, and we have our own 5 stores in south of India. Okay, and we do a lot of exhibitions, private exhibitions across the globe. So US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and all. We're doing a great business, especially targeting the Indian audience out there. So, is there any board as such who can help us do the hand holding where we come down to say UAE and do these private exhibitions? Yeah.
This would It's a bit commercial when you're saying. I think this can be answered separately, because you know doing private. So how do you do in US? You work with a local partner?
Yeah, we have partners who help us there exhibiting. Yeah.
See, there are a lot of, maybe probably some designers could help you do pop-up stores or something like that from the group. That's what I feel.
So especially for the marketing aspect, we are looking out for some partners, some associations who can help us market as
Or
well.
you can get in touch with the group and they do meet up and they do lot of you have a lot of designers which are there who do pop-up stores over the weekend. That's what the culture. But sorry, I'm getting into this point. IJEX is there, which is the first international office of GJPC in Dubai. We do the entire hand holding for each one. So if you're interested, if you're coming to Dubai, we are there to support you. We'll hand hold you, take you through the entire journey of all the compliances, everything, but you need to be there. So instead of doing a private exhibition, you could be there for 3 months, look out for the market that you're looking, and then you can set up your own business. So that's what. So that we'll have a separate discussion. I have 2 sessions tomorrow and the after tomorrow, which you, if you'd like to attend, you'll know more about how we can help you. But also you have designers where you want to collaborate, you can talk to them and they could probably help.
Sure, sure.
So
Thank
I
you.
think
Thank
we
you so
have
much.
all their contact details to reach out to them. Yes, sir. Yeah. Mike, please. Can we have this gentleman first, if you don't mind, sir? No, for you, sir. Sorry. Just a,
I have a question. Hello. Yeah. I also manufacture some jewelry, though right now I'm categorized more as fashion jewelry. But I wanted to ask you whether any of you all have attempted to work with crafts that are not typically jewelry based. So what I do is I create jewelry based on the dokra craft, if you've heard of it, on the bidri craft, on paper mache. Okay, and it works well. Trust me, even in the US we sell well. So have you, any of y'all, experimented using such traditional crafts rather than just jewelry crafts?
I'm actually happy to take that because one of my first ventures was very similar. So when I just finished my education in NIFT, my first project was actually with Amrpali Jewels in Jaipur. And they work with a lot of craftsmanship techniques. And if you are aware of them, they have two sectors, furniture and jewelry. So the artisan that was appointed to me was from furniture when I was starting off. I think all the senior designers took the jewelry craftsmen and the internees were left with the furniture guys. But that gave me the opportunity to work with craftsmanship techniques that were not typically in jewelry. And that's when I actually played with repousse and chasing a lot, which is usually seen in articles. And I agree with you, the potential is limitless because at the end, my portfolio was 60% with repousse and chasing. And even now, I would really like to work with it. But considering right now, most of our pieces are made in Dubai and we don't have these craftsmanships available there. And that gives another opportunity for collaboration here,
yes.
working with Indian craftsmanship techniques and marrying them into contemporary jewelry designs. Anyone else would like to add anything?
I'd like to add on that. Some of us, like personally, I do also objects not only made of jewelry. So it's not only wearable jewelry. There are some objects that implements gemstones, metals, heavy metal, like precious metals, and so it's the art of making jewelry, whether it's wearable or as an object, decorative objects. And historically, I believe that a jewelry designer cannot be only jewelry for wearing stuff, like it has to be considering all of those elements, because if you look at the main all over the world, the main palaces and places where their luxury, there's always objects even implemented in the columns, in like Taj Mahal, for
Object the
instance.
art, artifacts which are there.
Some stones, some gemstones are implemented in the columns, and so in Russia as well, in St. Petersburg, in the palaces, you will see a lot of malachite and some very interesting work, and they have all over the world, they bring from India craftsmanship over there to implement those into object jewelry. So it's very important, and I think this year we are launching the Dubai International Jewelry Design Award, and one of the topics that we are launching very soon. We're gonna announce it very soon. There will be object designing, and that will need, of course, supporters from all over the world, and especially from India, because India has a long history of making that kind of jewelry. So we are open to collaborate and to see who can support those designers to make their designs into a real piece of object or jewelry wearable.
Excellent. This is what is required, sir. This knowledge coming from the.
So I'd like to make a point here, because at least for the market that I am in, which is predominantly the US market, it is a very important factor, is that we do casting without using electricity or any chemical-based product. So the wax, it's a lost wax casting process. The wax we use is beeswax. Instead of investment powder, we use a kind of mud which is found near the river, which is very sticky. Okay, and we use bellows to create the fire to melt the metal and cast. So this is an added advantage that we are certified green.
Oh, that's
Okay, so
That's very
I think-
authentic.
yeah.
Plus, it's environment saving. So
Exactly. Yeah.
it's very important topic. Actually, we'd like to probably have you one of the days to speak about these things
Excellent,
to
yeah.
help our designers to get to know more about those kind of techniques.
Yeah. And we have all these processes documented by video, because you know how the Americans are, they need proof.
documented.
And also the UN, when they certify you green, they need proof. So we have all these processes, the crafts documented on video.
Thank you very much, sir. This is really interesting because we'll have a lot of inputs from this. But I would like to take on the next question.
Sure.
Yes, please. Sir. So Maha and the team should invite for one of your monthly meetings to present what exactly is happening.
It's always pleasure to have
Thank you.
expert
Yes.
people.
Good afternoon, guys. So, first of all, it was great to learn about this entire initiative that you guys are working towards. I am Arya from VM Jewelry. I just wanted to understand the panel's take on the growth of online jewelry in the GCC area in Dubai. Just like the America is an established and matured market for online jewelries here, just wanted to understand what is Dubai's future in that terms, with the growth of marketplaces, with the growth of B2C sellers.
Okay, so in the Middle East, thank you for your question. In the Middle East, it's a new practice for people to shop jewelry over the online, platforms. It's developing day by day, and I think most of the new jewelry designers at the moment, they are using the digital
Online.
platforms, and retailers, they are starting to take it really serious, because if you don't get the sales over that platform, at least you are featured and viewed, because today your device is your shopping tool. So I know that there is an emotional relationship between the consumer and the piece of jewelry, because jewelry usually are emotional kind of purchase practices. They are not something that you consume and throw it away. It has a story, it has a feeling, and so but what I noticed personally from my practice is I think I was one of the very first people who implemented a pay gate on my
Oh,
website. Yes, long ago. It wasn't selling, but it was giving me exposure. And many people, they used to come to the boutique and say, I saw this piece on your website, I want to see it in person. Okay, so today we are considering that even more serious, and the tools are more friendly today.
Yeah.
So they are easy to implement that kind of trade online. So yes, we are actually considering that, and our group is creating an e-commerce especially for our group. So it takes some kind of rules and laws to
Yes.
implement that, because we are non-profitable organization, but we are getting some third entity to handle that. But we are serving our also designers to be able to sell on those platforms.
Thank you very much. Just to add to your question, there is something called BOPIS. I don't know if you're aware of it. So you buy online, purchase in store. So you have invested in store as well, and you can upgrade your sales as well. So your first point of contact is buying online, but the same piece you want to go and purchase it in the store. So that's how it is. But thank you very much for your question. And I think we have very short
Ashish,
time. We'll
I
be
would like just
sorry.
to add a point there. This market in the UAE and in the region, it's an evolving market, and it has potential for sure. We can see the shift in the traditional way from buying gold and jewelry towards the let's call more easier way to buy that, and there is a future in that market for sure. And I think the earlier that people will be in part of that, it's going to be really good for the companies also. So the newer generation, they will rather more buy from the apps and from the websites rather than actually going there, and it's a huge potential there for sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Really. Oh, sorry.
There was a practice. Sorry, I'll just add one more thing. You can have a seat, please. Usually, long ago, we used to say, "I'm going window shopping." So
Yes.
nowadays, window shopping is happening on your device, and
Exactly.
then when you decide, you go to the place.
Yes. And retail has been one of the strongest 40 industry in Dubai as well. And the kind of money that is spent in doing your windows is amazing. So it's an experience by itself. Okay, so thank you very much for attending this session. We're very happy to, officially announce here that this group is there to help you. If you all need any support anytime in Dubai with design anything, the group is there. But if you want to still scout out the market in terms of business, IJEX is there. So thank you very much once again. Thank you, Maha. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Noshin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinita. Thank you very much. Thank you. A group picture.